Farm. I am making a video for the Critter Guy. He posted on Facebook this morning, couldn't get his hash browns crispy because he didn't have a cast iron pan or skillet, or a flat iron. I'm going to show him how to do it with a Teflon pan. So I'm going to be using my canned potatoes. You don't have to use canned potatoes. You can use fresh potatoes, chop them up the size you want them. It doesn't matter. I just like my canned potatoes. My canned potatoes do have their skins on. You can see there's a lot of starch in there. If you can potatoes, do not put that starch in your home fries. What I do is I rinse them. I strain them and I use hot water to rinse them off. And I have learned a lesson. I will never use small milk jars to can potatoes again. So I'm just rinsing them with really hot tap water. I'm not going to be able to get all of the starch out. You'll see little pieces, but for the most part, all of this starch is coming out. I'm just going to let these rest for a minute here to get most of that water out. And so when I can my tomatoes, I did two different sizes, and for home fries, I typically use the smaller ones. This time I'm using my big ones. These are good sized pieces right here. So I'll be using these big ones just because I feel like something chunky. To start, you want to get your pan hot. And I like to use bacon grease. You don't have to. I use bacon grease and butter. Who saves their bacon grease? I'm doing a video on that. If you're not saving your bacon grease, you're doing it all wrong. Bacon grease is so good. It adds so much flavor to green beans, cooked green beans. So good. And I store it right on the counter next to my stove, so I don't forget to use it. I refill it all the time. I just use a strainer when I make bacon. I just put a little strainer, this thing right here, over my jar, and just pour the grease right into my jar. So good. So I also have some homemade homemade butter, and I'm going to drop some of that in there. Now the key is to use a lot of fat. You want a lot of fat. The reason that I use oil with my butter is so my butter won't burn. So if you do like 50-50, the chances of your butter isn't burning because you want to keep this on a high heat. For those of you that follow me, you must know my mom has dementia. She's end-stage dementia, and we put her on hospice care yesterday. They delivered a bed this morning. She's in the living room in her bed right now taking a nap. She's sleeping most of the time anyways, but I will tell you, the hospice worker that came yesterday, the nurse, oh my gosh, she was incredible. What a service they provide. It's amazing. So she's on hospice care, and it could be a while, she could be on it for a while. So this is starting to boil. I'm gonna just drop my potatoes in. And a key thing is to not, and I don't know if you saw that, but you can still see like some of the starch in there that didn't get washed out, and a little bit went in there, but that's not gonna hurt. Typically, the thing you don't want to do is overcrowd your pan. If you do, it's just going to take longer. But you're going to just try to get all your pieces broken up. I'm actually going to add more bacon fat because I want more fat to that. I'm just going to pour it right in. I want that a little high, and I'll show you once that renders down. The key is getting a lot of fat in there and leaving it. Don't stir. Don't do that. Because if you do that, you're not going to crisp up where the heat is. I'm going to bring you over to see this. See how it's boiling? If you want to just crisp that up, really, and you do want to season, all I do is season with salt and pepper. And you can do that at any point while you're doing it. I do it when I think of it, or I won't forget, or I will forget. And season potatoes generously with salt, because Potatoes don't have a lot of flavor. I need to replace the batteries in this one. So I do. I season generously with salt. Because they need it. They need it. Break a couple of these in half because they're too big for me. I want them to have more surface to get crispy. So I'm just going to give them a quick little stir, just so they don't stick to the bottom, just in case. Yep, they're doing good. I'm going to break that one in half. Want more crispy surface. I should have just done my smaller ones, but I've never done them with this. Never made home fries with these. I'm going to have to do a canning potatoes video for you. It's so easy. And like me, I don't peel them. They say not to do peels. Not sure why. I've always done mine with peelings on them. Never had a problem. Peeling is where you get most of your nutrients. So you want the peels. Yeah, so I broke them up a little bit. So let's just leave them. And this does take a while because you want them to get crispy. The best thing about these potatoes is there'll be bits and pieces in here. When you can them, there's like little bits and pieces, and those get so crispy. And then they stick to the larger potatoes, so it's even more crispy. My brother actually taught me how to make home fries. He makes the best home fries. You can add rosemary, thyme. Sometimes I do that. Seasoned salt. Rosemary and thyme go the best with potatoes. If you don't like rosemary, try it with thyme. Thyme is so delicious. I actually, you know what? I'm doing it. We're going to do some rosemary and thyme. Because at this point, we had a hospital bed show up today. So at this point, I am running behind for breakfast. I did feed my mom some breakfast. She had a hard-boiled egg. My niece brought her a Boston cream donut, which she absolutely loves. She had some orange juice. So this is going to be our lunch. If she wakes up. She sleeps so much now. So that was my time. And if you don't like the sticks, I hate rosemary sticks. You know how they're like, it's like you get sticks stuck in your teeth. I hate that texture. So I grind mine. I put it in my blender. I buy it in bulk and I put it in my blender and turn it to more of a powder so you don't get that stick texture. And I think that's what a lot of people hate about rosemary is that stick texture. I'm putting a little less rosemary than thyme because it's such a strong herb. I got the baby cam on my mom so I can watch and see if she's moving around. Bring that over so I can see it. So it's probably been about 5 minutes on this side, so I'm going to give it a stir. Check it out. See how they're doing. Oh yeah, they're starting to get a little crispy. Some of them more so than others. Let me show you. It's starting to get a little brown. I like it browner than that. I don't know if you can see. You see it's starting to get a little brown. It really doesn't show that well in the camera, but I can see it. Maybe if I had a light on over here. Just good thinking, Meredith. Last month, my friend April down the road, we went to high school together. She was my kid's nursery school teacher. Every kid that I babysat, my nieces and nephews, they all absolutely loved her. They had her for nursery school. When I first started doing my YouTube channel, April, her name is April Sawtell, she texted me and said, hey, call me when you have a minute. So I did. She goes, you have a YouTube channel? She said, so do I. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no kidding. She goes, nobody gets it. Nobody understands why I do it. She goes, I love to do it. So she has over 2,000 followers. And the name of her channel is Sew and Quilt with April Sawtell. Give her a look. Check out her channel, subscribe to it. It's really cool. So I started watching some of her videos. She does sewing easy. You know, she teaches sewing easy. She made covers, slip covers for her patio set. And I'm like, oh my gosh, even her living room, her love seat. I couldn't believe how easy she made it look. And she goes over all of that. She, gives instructions, but check out her channel. It's amazing. And she has so many videos. I hope to be there one day. I hope to have 2,000 followers. I think that's awesome that she's doing that and that she has all those followers. So help her out. Go like her channel, subscribe to it. When the more followers you get, I think it's over 1,000, you start getting monetary rewards through YouTube. And that's my goal, is to use this for not only for teaching, because I love doing my videos, absolutely love them. I was actually doing them live videos in my canning group, but I figured, why am I not doing YouTube channels? I can make money off from that, but I need a following. So get me out there, you guys. I would love to have a following and share my videos. But it's just, they're really fun to do. And if you overcook them, overcrisp them up, the inside of them, they're gonna get chewy. And the inside of them, there won't be much meat. I guess if you do any smaller ones, it's happened to me. So you don't want to overdo it. See how pretty spaced they are. Now they don't have to be like that, but this is getting them a good boil all around them. So if you do have more than what I have in my pan, it is going to take longer, and you'll have to not stir as often, but where it's going to take longer, you're going to stir more, but just not as often, because you have to get them turned. Okay, it's been about another 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. We're gonna give it another stir. Ooh, these are crisping up really good. I can feel it with the spatula. Now what I like to do is put them on a plate on paper towels just to get all that excess grease off. But you do you. I know some people like that. Check this one out. Remember I told you all the little scrapey things, all the little pieces are gonna stick. See? We got stickage right here. Got another one right here. That's nice. That makes it nice and crispy. Now, as these cook, after you flip them a couple times, ooh, I mashed that one up. That's going to be really good because that's going to really get crispy. As the cooking time goes on, you're going to realize that you don't have to take as long to flip them. Look at this piece right here. That's part of the skin. That's going to be so good. So crispy. You can flip them more often. You can flip them more often as time goes on, and you'll be able to figure that out on your own. You can decide for yourself, when you want to flip. But these are just about done. I mean, I could crisp them up more, but they're crispy enough for me. Let me just show you. I mean, look at these. These are nice and crispy. Don't mind my greasy stove and dirty stove. But I can feel how super crispy these are. And you can crisp them up even more than that. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out what I want to eat with these. Maybe a couple eggs, I don't know. Some bacon. That sounds good. Breakfast for lunch. So I wanted to jump back on. So I'm going to splice this into the video that I made to show you the best way to make scrambled eggs. I got some eggs all scrambled here. I put a little bit of water, just a tiny bit of water. Next, let me turn that down. I'm adding some cottage cheese. Don't knock it till you try it. I'm doing 1 huge tablespoon and then a little bit more. Honestly, it will cream up your eggs. Oh, it makes them incredible. Try it, seriously. So I've got some bacon fat here, and I'm just gonna pour that right in there. Probably should have had a bigger pan, but oh well. I'll let that cook. That cottage cheese melts in with the egg. It's amazing. It's so good. and it just gives it a creaminess. It's just, even if you don't like cottage cheese, try it. It does not taste like cottage cheese when it's in your eggs. But back to the video. I just wanted to come on and show you. Let's do it. I've already got the bacon and the eggs cooked, so we're golden. Not the eggs. I don't have the eggs cooked. So, thank you for watching my video. And Critter Guy, I hope this helps you. Try it. Have any more tips you need? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like my videos, share my videos. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for joining me today, guys.